Oh my gosh, I wasn't even recording. Oh, hello. I'm Linda Fraser, and I am your evolutionary astrologer. I thought I would do a little video to explain the basics of astrology because I know a lot of people are interested in it. It is absolutely fascinating. It can tell us so many things about ourselves, about how we think, how we deal with things, what we need to work on. It can tell us, astrology can tell us when is a good time to get married, when is a good time to meet someone and fall in love, when is a good time to work on our career, or when is a good time to work on our wounds. So if you are someone that is fired up about life, you know, that you are enjoying it and you want to grasp it and you want to live it, I really do suggest astrology because it is so fascinating. It can help propel us along our journey, and it's such cool self-discovery. It is cool self-discovery. And you can discover things about other people just by, say, knowing what their sun sign is. Because let's look at a natal chart. Okay, I'll give you a little peek. I'm going to give you a little peek about the natal chart and then I'll explain it. So here's a very cool, beautiful natal chart. It is the circle here, and then it is all of these planets are in here, and then we've got the aspects that they're making. Fun, right? Okay, I get ahead of myself. Okay, so astrology, your natal chart, is the moment that you were born. In astrology, we take a picture of the sky. So we take a picture of the 10 planets, and I'm including the sun and moon, which are our luminaries. We take a picture of the 10 planets and what constellations they're in. And then we take that picture of where all the planets are in the sky, and we put it onto a 2D paper. Now, this is a wheel, and it is divided up into 12 different sections, which is super cool because it's the 12 sections, or the 12 houses, as we call them, identify different parts of your life, different parts of your personality, like your self-worth. We can see where your money is. We can see if there's good aspects hitting at that point, whether you should make a good investment, whether you should start your business, whether you should wait and hang on to your money for whatever that timeline is, 3 months, 6 months. My little pop-ups walking through. Okay, so let's get on to the first lesson. Or I should say just the first introduction. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to the natal chart and the wheel. Here it is. Isn't that just gorgeous? This chart is from my girlfriend's soul navigation, Meredith. She's wonderful. I hope you've seen her on YouTube already. Love, love, love her. So this is a natal chart. It is a wheel, as you can see. It's divided up into 12 pieces of pie, so to speak. And this is very important, and we cannot get this exact degree unless we know your birth time. So it's not enough to know your date and place of birth. It's really important to know your actual birth time, like 7:14 a.m. or 6:32 p.m. It's really important. You can find that information out through a couple of different avenues. So look into it. And if not, ask your auntie, ask your cousins, ask your grandparents. Don't ask your mom. Your mom was probably, doing a lot of work at the time. She might have been recovering when you were born, or the moment you were born, right? Okay. So do you see how the pie is sliced in half here? So we call this your ascendant, or your rising sign. And this is how you rise, or how you ascend upon people that you meet in the world. So the grocery clerk, the gas station person, the teacher, some people that, until they get to know us, people see us as our rising sign and our ascendant. Now in this chart, we have a glyph that signifies that this person is Libra rising. So Libra rising, oh my gosh, they're just such beautiful, people. Let me tell you, Libra Rising, Libra is ruled by Venus, and they are just the most beautiful people. And they have this kindness and this flowiness. They want everyone to be, to feel good. They want everyone to feel good. They love beauty in their life. Their home is probably gorgeous. Their car is probably immaculate, or their vehicle, their book bag. They can get a little stuck in the, should I do this or should I do that? Because they want to please everyone. They don't want anyone to feel left out or hurt. They're really good friends. They're really other people, relationship type of a person. So if you want to keep a Libra happy, give them a beautiful bouquet of flowers, or buy them a fantastic plant, or the sexiest, softest scarf, something fabulous. That's how you would treat a Libra, or a gorgeous meal even. That's a little more Taurus, but it'll work for Libra too. They'll love the ambiance. Yeah, set up some candles or go to a fancy restaurant, whichever you can do at this point in time. Okay, so as I said, the wheel is split into 12 houses. The ascendant, it's also the first house. So I talked about Libra. In this chart is her ascendant rising sign. It's also the house of the body. It's the house of like our physical body. It is our ego, it's our personality, it's our drive. If you have planets in there, you're probably a very driven person. Our second house, the second piece of the pie, is our self-esteem. It's our daily money, how we make our money. It's how we feel about our worth. It's how we feel about how we're doing in the world. The third house is all about communication. It's all about messages and writing, texting, short trips. So if you have something fun transiting the third house, like say Mercury and Venus, oh my gosh, that would be the best time to go on a trip. It would just be perfect. Maybe you go on a trip with ziplining, because Mars likes a little excitement and Venus likes the beauty. So go on a Puerto Vallarta trip and go hiking and then go, woo! Ziplining. Yeah, do ziplining. Maybe whitewater rafting. Okay, maybe I need to go on a trip soon. I really do. I need a trip soon. Because I've been stuck in the fourth house, just like y'all have been. Fourth house is the house of home, the house of family, our parents, our children. It is where we feel safe, where we want to be kind of cocooned into our environment. Now let's see, in this chart, we have Capricorn in the fourth house. So Capricorn, fourth house, family. Capricorn would want real structure, Sunday night dinners where all the family comes over to their home. Everything is really organized for Capricorn. They like to make something big too, like not something big, but they like to Capricorn would like their home to be organized, well run, like Susie does the dishes, Tommy does the trash, and I hope I'm not being right. Okay, I don't want to be sexist here, but just everyone has their job. Capricorn takes everything like a job. They're going to do it right. So their house is probably fabulous, well organized. In the closets, the blue sweaters are all hanging together, and then the black sweaters, etc. Okay, let's move on to the fifth house. The fifth house is so fun. It is the house of fun, of sex, of romance, of chance meetings, of joy, of creating. It's creating is definitely a big fifth house. So if you have a fifth house sun or you have Leo 5th house, you are going to be on fire as far as creating. And you want to know when those transits are hitting that, because say you have a big presentation coming up. Well, work with the moon that is engaging with this 5th house, and you will put your heart and soul into that energy. And your project will be amazing. It would be so much fun. You see how I mean how astrology can be used in so many ways? Okay, and we're just talking about the houses here, folks. Ooh, 6th house. We haven't even gotten through half of them. All right, the 6th house is, it's our health, it's our service, it's our mentorship. If you have a lot of 6th house energy, then you are someone that could easily be a nurse, easily be a doctor, a dentist, a vet. You like to care for people. You like to serve. You feel valuable when you serve. But you also, in the 6th house, need to become a mentor. So you learn a craft. The 6th house is building your craft. So I'm talking about a vet tech, or a crochet, a person who crochets beautiful blankets or hats, or whatever your craft is. You are meant to build and know that craft in the beginning of your life, and then the 6th house is to pass it on and to mentor others. So don't forget that, you 6th house people. All right, let's look at the 7th house. So the 7th house is all about other people. It can be our husband or wife, our friendships. It can be intellectual too. Okay, let's not forget too that the angles of the wheel, so remember how I said, sorry about the light, the angles of the wheel, so remember how I said it, that we have it split in half here, and we also have split in half here. So this is the ascendant sign, the East Rising, and this is the descendant sign on the 7th house cusp. The 10th house cusp is our IC. The 10th house cusp is the MC, the midheaven. It's also a very important angle. And this is the nadir, the IC. The bottom of the chart is the 4th house. So if you have planets in those 4 angles, you're also going to be having a very dynamic life. Yeah, right? Tell me about it. No, really, I want to hear the comments. I want to hear if you're having a dynamic life, and why do you think that is? Is it the planets and where they're placed? Is it your Mercury is conjunct your sun, so you're very intellectual and you're just go, go, go? We will see. Okay, moving on to the 8th house. Now the 8th house is, it's a little mysterious. It is the occult. It is investment money. It is taxes. It is inheritance. If you have planets in there, you can get an inheritance. It's really also a very deep connective house. So remember how I said the 7th house is marriage? It's true, but I also think that the 8th house is even deeper than marriage. It's that deep, soulful love connection where you can be with your partner and be completely vulnerable, completely open. You would need to have the support for that, and you would need to have the trust for that, and you would need to build that. It can happen. I've seen it in couples and I admire it. I've seen it in friendships, and it's just a really beautiful place to live where you can trust someone with your soul, with your secrets. Wow. And you know, I doubt if many people would be able to count more than those people in their lifetime. But you know, you might be very blessed and you might have that many people that you can trust bearing your soul, an 8th house relationship. Okay, let's move on to the 9th house. This is also another fun house. It is the house of higher learning. It's the house of long journeys. So say going from America to Australia or Africa or the other way around. It is a philosophical house. If you have a lot of energy of meaning planets in the 9th house, then you probably are quite philosophical. You are drawn to different cultures, different ways of living and thinking about things. So fun. Okay. And the 10th house, I know everybody's been waiting for this. The 10th house, which is also, okay, an angle, and it's right at the top of the chart here, right? That's the 10th house. You can also see the houses are named in the inner circle. So we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so the 10th house is how you present yourself in the work world. It is your work, it's also your mission in life. So maybe you go to work at a corporate job or have been at a corporate job for, 20 years or so, or 10 years. But your passion is saving horses in Colorado, the Mustangs, right? That is your 10th house too. Your work can be your 2nd house, everyday money. That's how I get my money. Your 10th house is your passion, your mission in life, how your legacy that you're going to leave. That is so juicy. Love it. Okay, 11th house. Your 11th house energies are all about groups and, like saying, no, I'm not going to use that as an, okay. 11th house is about groups. So rugby group, rowers, swimming, track, astrology groups. That is your 11th house. All right. Last but not least is the 12th house. The 12th house is a little mysterious too. It's deep like the 8th house, but it's more spiritual. The 12th house can signify our relationship with the divine. It also is prisons, hospitals, institutions. It's loneliness. It's being isolated. It's being removed from others. So it can express itself in different ways. It depends how healthy you are using the energies of your planets in the 12th house. And when you have transits in the 12th house, it can also be where you can work on your divine connection. It can be where you are driving and get a DUI and end up in jail. 12th house is also addiction. So it is alcohol, a little too much alcohol, a lot too much alcohol, drugs, addictions to sex, food. That's all 12th house. And then we come back to the 1st house, aka the ascendant, aka the rising sign. Back to the beginning. So I am going to do, I'll do the planets next video. How's that? Let's walk through this wonderful arena of astrology together. I would love if you came along. Like, subscribe, share. I want you to be able to sit down, look at your chart and be like, okay, I got this. I know where my sun is. I know where my Mercury is. I can find it. So when you're listening to these beautiful YouTube astrology readings, you know where your energy's at, and you know in your personal life what is going to be triggered. That's the amazing part of astrology. It is a tool to help us traverse life, and I want to help you do that. I'm Linda Fraser. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. Love to see you again soon. Bye. Take care, y'all.